Floats it up there, and the reception made by Galladay. Down the sideline, a stiff arm, caught from behind at the 5.
Vinny Stubbs Podcast. You can follow the podcast on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Podomatic. Please click the subscribe button on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lions did what they needed to do, and that was to get the W against Green Bay, and they did so. Congratulations. I've been listening to a lot of different stations today, and it seems as if they're being discredited for the W that they got. I mean, it wasn't pretty. I mean, they were up 24-0 in the first half, and they allowed Green Bay to come back and make it interesting. And if Mason Crosby didn't miss a million field goals, there's a chance that we could have lost the game after being up 24-0. But we got the win. And I don't understand why everyone's complaining about it. Everyone knew going into the season, unless you have the IQ of a 2-year-old, that this team was 500. I had them going 7-9. Good win. Stafford only threw for 183 yards. Still got the job done. Impressive. They finally have a running game. And even though Johnson, who is actually hurt, by the way, only ran for 70 yards, he still averaged 5.8 yards per carry. That's really good. I wanted him to get the ball 16 plus times, but beggars can't be choosers. Apparently he's splitting his carries with LeGarrette Blount. I mean, they both had 12 carries. Except one got 70 yards and one got 22 yards. I understand bringing LeGarrette Blount in goal line situations, but I do not understand why they're using him the same amount of times that they're using Kerryon Johnson. Besides that, I'm not going to... I mean... They let Aaron Rodgers throw for 442 yards. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, our defense is solid and everything's great, because it's not. We probably have the worst defense in the league. It's terrible. 3 touchdowns, QBR 64.4. I don't know how many yards he threw for in the first half, but I'm assuming it wasn't a whole lot. But pumping on the brakes in the second half is no excuse. Like, why? How did this guy throw 442 yards and have a higher QBR than Stafford? Dude, our defense is so trash. We are not in the situation to be hitting the brakes in the second half. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Nonetheless, we got the win. Jamal Agnew's out. Not good. Detroit news. The Detroit Lions offered no clarity on cornerback Jamal Agnew's status on Monday. Oh, great. One day after the All-Pro return man was carted off the field with a left knee injury. Not good. It could be an MCL, it could be an ACL. I think if it was an MCL or an ACL, we'd have already heard something about it. Even if it was a possible meniscus, I think we would have heard something by now. Maybe it was. I'm thinking at worst, it's a sprain. That's it. Kerryon Johnson's banged up, and Jamal Agnew is hurt. So is Ziggy Ansah and TJ Lang. I mean, I don't think TJ Lang's ever going to play again. I really don't. I'm confused as to why this guy's on the roster. As you know, we are heading into a bye week, and then we are going to play the Dolphins. So next week, we will do the 5 best moments in Lions history, from my perspective, and the 5 worst. in Lions history. That should be fun. And that is next week. Lions pretty much had one job to do, and it was one of my keys to success, besides, the special teams. It's always a disaster. And that was to cover Devontae Adams. And they couldn't do it. 9 for 140 and a touchdown. He was targeted 12 times. This secondary, it stems from the defensive line. The defensive line is so bad that it's throwing everything else off. You have one average linebacker in Devin Kennard. I hate to say Jared Davis is a bust, but for a first rounder, he's a bust. Well, I don't know why Tease Tabor's back there. Tease Tabor is so bad. Man. This podcast sounds scattered, guys. I'm really tired. So, unbelievable. Lions got the win. That's all that matters. We're 2-3, heading into a bye, and then we're going to take on the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a really good running game, and we're going to be on the road, and we just can't seem to get a win on the road. That's a major problem. We have to get a W on the road. If you would have told me this team was 2-3 heading into Week 7, I would say we beat the Jets and we beat the 49ers. I would have said we lost to New England, Dallas, and Green Bay. But we beat New England and Green Bay. And they're both at home. And we ran the ball effectively at home. That Jets game was a head-scratcher. I just don't understand. It appears that Matt Patricia's playing more man-to-man defense as opposed to zone. And they're running the ball a lot more. And they're utilizing Kerryon Johnson. I think Kerryon Johnson's going to be fine. So, Miami. I don't think they're much of a threat. I don't really care about the running game. I don't. We're 2-3, and I think we can win the next two games against Miami and Seattle. I mean, they're winnable games. The problem is playing on the road and winning. They doesn't seem like they can do it. They cannot win on the road. It does not matter. I would like to see them beat Miami, and I think they can, because all they have is a running game. But that's all Dallas had, and guess what happened? We lost. That same Dallas team lost to the Texans yesterday. The Texans are terrible. I still had the Lions going 7-9, and it's a very good 7-9. I know the last two seasons they've gone 9-7, but you have a new head coach, and they're trying to implement a new scheme. I don't know what the hell is going on defense, dude. It is unbelievable. It reminds me of like Eastern Michigan versus Michigan. Whenever it does not matter who they're playing. To punt on this team is a crime. Their defense is barbaric. I honestly, I have to turn a blind eye sometimes when they're playing. The fact that they sacked Rodgers 4 times yesterday is a miracle. Even with him holding, dude, the guy had like, I'm not exaggerating, and as you know, you saw the game, he had like 8 seconds on each play. Every time he ran out of the pocket all day long. That's got to wear your secondary out. This is an embarrassment. They have to work on these things. You got 2 weeks. Get your asses out there and shut Tannehill down and stop the running game. You'll be 500. Then you'll host the Seahawks. Coming up next, we will touch more on the Miami Dolphins. I got to look some stats up on them. And then we'll do Creep of the Week, Vinny Stubbs Podcast. us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Podomatic. Holy shit, I just looked up some numbers on your Miami Dolphins. And guys, they are piss poor all around all over the board. Passing yards, 28th. Rushing yards, 22nd. Points for, 28th. Points against, 16th. Guys, they're trash. At best, they're average. They're tied for first place in the AFC East, but they just got blown out by the Patriots. Guys, come on. Frank Gore is their running back. And if you can't beat this team, I mean, holy shit. This might be one of the worst teams in the AFC. I don't know how they're 3-2. There's so much parity in the league. So, we just have to stop the running game. I mean, 28th in passing yards. Ryan Tannehill. Wow. He's got to be one of the biggest disappointments I can remember in some time. I had very high expectations for Ryan Tannehill. He is so shitty. It's unbelievable. So, take care of business against Frank Gore and put some pressure on Kenny Stills. He's got 3 touchdowns. I mean, what are we talking about here? They lost in Ndamukong Suh. They don't have shit. Give me a break. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, holy hell. I think we can go to 3-3, and I think we could be. See, I think we could be 4-3 in 3 weeks. I think we can be a game over 500. As bad as we've been, as bad as we've been. God, I don't know. Wow. If we can't beat Miami, I mean, just forget about it. They're worse than Dallas. All right, creep of the week. Teen charge in mom's death. Had been hurt in crash. All right, Mike Martindale, the Detroit News. Farmington Hills teenager charged with killing his mother last year was involved in a 2015 traffic crash that left him with closed head injuries. Oh, poor boy. Memory loss and other impairments, according to a recent lawsuit filed in Oakland County Circuit Court. Muhammad I can't read that. He's charged with first-degree murder in August 2017. Slaying of his mother, Nada. Wow. Whose investigators believe was smothered, then dropped out of a third-floor window. Oh my God! Of their Farmington Hills mansion. I mean, this guy's living in a mansion and he's killing his mom. Wow. Apparently, he tried to make the death look like an accident. The teenager's parents were in the midst of a divorce, according to the court records. His father, Basil, that's creepy enough, unsuccessfully tried last month to have his son put on bond and released to his custody pending trial. What a great father. While mental competency mental competency is not an issue. The teen's trial proceedings have been delayed by multiple defense motions over evidence in the case, including home security video obtained by police and admissions by the father. I mean, dude, that's insane. That's pretty creepy. Guys, I'm super tired. I can't even read. Mental capacity. So, next week we will touch on the greatest 5 moments in Lions history, and that Friday we will cover the 5 worst things that's happened in Lions history, and it's going to be tough. But we will get to it. Follow the Vinny Stubbs Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Podomatic. I had to do a lot of editing before I post this. I mean, what a travesty. Good win, guys. We're 2-3. Continue to kick some ass. Vinny Stubbs Podcast.